How many of us have gotten that phone call from that client going, I need you to solve this problem right now. Oh my gosh, otherwise my world's falling apart. We all have that. We all have that sense of a client calling us and saying they need something solved now. So first, I want you to think about the fact that we all know this happens reoccurringly. It's not unusual, it's not uncommon, and really my straight up suggestion is that you plan on it. Okay, Christina, how the heck does that work? Well, really it's knowing that it happens. That's what's important. So I want you to count this into your existing systems. Now, the effect of this, how much you need to account into your existing systems, what that means, what that sounds like, has a lot to do with what your branding is. What is it that you say that what level of customer service do you say that you're promising your clients? If you're a luxury company that offers a high level of service, then you're going to have to incorporate being able to respond to your client's urgency in your systems, in your time management system and in the systems of your company. Like, who answers the urgency call? Is it the account representative that answers it? Is there somebody in your office that is specifically given over to answering urgencies? Or if you're a one-man office like so many of us are, then how do you take care of an urgency? What's your protocols around it? What's your system? But it's also based upon all the other systems I've been talking about all the way along. Your systemic systems. Is your business set up to answer these type of urgencies? If it's not, you want to make space for it. Your time management system. Does your time management system, is it set up to answer these kind of emergencies? Okay, so my suggestion is that you plan on it, whether you do it or somebody else does it. So you leave time during your workday to do it, and when you're doing your daily dumps first thing in the morning and you're planning on what you're going to do, plan on having some emergencies. You might even put in there a line that says taking care of emergency 1 and emergency 2. But if you know what they are, just go ahead and label them so they're in your to-dos. They may never make it onto your actual task list on your computer, on your Outlook, on your Google account, wherever your task list is, but they probably will make it on that daily. I said every morning you come in, I want you to dump out on a little piece of paper, whether it's a Post-it note or a half a sheet of paper, whatever it is, what you think your to-dos are going to be that day. And you need to leave time for your to-dos. 50% of your time and your tasks might be given over to some sense of emergencies or things that never make it onto your task list. Now, are you going to go ahead and set this up ahead of time? You can. It's pretty easy. Once you get your systems in place, you count 50% of the time that you would have given over to a particular project. 50% of that time is given over to emergencies or things to be done. If there's no emergencies that day, which is very possible in a smaller office, there may be no particular client in an emergency that day, or nobody's hijacking your time. I call it hijacking your time. Then you have actually double the amount of time to get your projects done once you get to the project part of your day. When that client calls with the emergency, how do you handle it? I mean, I have a very set system. I sit there and tell them, I actively either text them, email them, address when I think I'm going to be able to address it that day. If they need to talk to me, I give them the time slot I've set aside for emergencies. If they need me to action something, I say I will get them the email back later in the afternoon. I have a time set up specifically to be able to be responsive to my clients. It's my job, at least my job as a consultant, is to be responsive to the clients. How does that work in your industry? What's your job? When you respond urgently, it's almost like we respond as if we're in trouble. When you respond to something as if you're in trouble, when you're done, do you feel like you've just done something that's really great and fantastic and important, or do you just feel relieved that you're no longer in trouble? You probably don't even necessarily recognize the importance of what you've done. Generally, urgency and that sense of relief aren't really tied to your value system. They're tied to a sense of fear. Value systems are much more intellectual. Fear is much more instinctual. So the question is, do you run your business based upon your instinctual fight and flight, or are you running your business based upon what's important?